Why, hello there. Well, I'm just being silly today. Glad everyone is following along and still listening. And, it's a beautiful day out today, and I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, so just wanted to share that. I'm just going to jump right in here. So we're going to continue with 1 Peter, and we kind of did a really, really fast review of 1 through 12. And again, just this idea that there's this inheritance from Jesus. We are saved by Him, and it is only by Him. And because of this knowledge, because of this salvation, because we know that suffering is part of that whole process, Peter starts getting into some different thoughts here. And he says, because of all of this stuff, now, therefore, and here's what he says in verse 13, therefore get your minds ready for action by being fully sober, and set your hope completely on the grace that will be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed. All right, so we have this idea of setting our minds. Now, the actual Greek is more like girding up your loins, right? Which it's an idiom, it's a phrase which has no meaning for us today in our culture. But it's really just getting prepared. It's a purposeful action of preparation. So you can't just approach faith with ignorance and stupidity and with no plan, all right? There is a purpose for what we are doing, and you have to have a plan of action. Again, who does anything without really planning it out first? Really, only foolish people do that. So we have to get our minds ready for this plan of action. And so we just can't be nonchalant about our faith. We can't be nonchalant about the actions we do. We have to go at it with purpose, with direction, with zeal, with passion, and a desire to seek Christ out. And we have to do it by being fully sober, fully aware, or filled by the Spirit is another way, that we are not in excess of fleshly things, but of the spiritual things. So we are not hindered by worldly desires, okay? So our minds are ready for this action by having our minds sober and pure, if you will, holy, maybe, which might come into the next thought we have. If you read ahead, feel free to read ahead as always. But because of these things, we are now setting our hope completely on the grace that will be brought to us when Jesus Christ is revealed. That revealed meaning His second coming, the second advent, His return to earth. So He came to earth, He was crucified, died, and rose again, and then He ascended into heaven, and now we are waiting for His return, which is the hope that we have. And it is within that hope that we set everything else in action. That's why we're living this life the way we do. It's because we have hope that Christ is returning again. And again, if we are not purposefully living that way, we are failing to live for Christ. If we are not having a mind that is set properly on Him, we are not living for Christ. Which again is so difficult. We are distracted by so many things. We desire so many things, and there are tons of things that are maybe even good, but are just not of God fully. Or it's something that's good and we've slanted it to where we can't give God glory. We'll put it that way. And again, our hope is on the grace of Christ, not on ourselves. And I struggle grasping that sometimes, because it's then, or it's later, it's not now. It's at a time that is indeterminate for me to know. It might not even be within my lifetime that these things happen. And I struggle with that because I like the immediate. I like the now. Give me what I want now so that I can then live the way I want to live. And if you're not going to give me what I want now, I'm going to choose what I want, which is probably going to lead to foolish actions. Ooh, that's tough. But again, this idea of a purposeful action of our mind. Are we setting our minds? Philippians, Paul talks about this in Philippians. Are we setting our minds on the things that are lovely, pure, admirable, of God? Are we counting the cost of what we're doing? Are we going at it with a proper mindset? So check your mindsets. Where are you really at with everything? And I hope that challenges you today. Hope we're going in a good direction. And yeah, we're just going to keep building and growing, and together we'll understand maybe a small little bit more as we journey again some more. So thanks for joining me. We'll catch you next time.